Hey everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're tackling a topic that can be a real source of anxiety for many new English speakers, especially when you're traveling internationally. Airport conversations.
Oh, tell me about it, Paul. I remember my first solo international trip. Even as a native speaker, the sheer amount of information and the speed at which things happen can be overwhelming. Imagine doing that in a language you're still learning.
Absolutely, Emily. It's like a rapid-fire test of your listening and speaking skills. From checking in to going through security, immigration, and even just finding your gate, there's a specific set of phrases and vocabulary that you really need to be comfortable with.
And that's why I'm so excited for this episode. For beginners, it's not just about understanding individual words, but knowing how to string them together to respond appropriately. Like if someone asks, "Where are you flying today?" and you freeze up, that's not fun.
Exactly. So today, we're going to break down the entire airport journey, step by step, with practical English conversations and useful phrases. We're going to imagine you've just arrived at this big, busy international airport. Let's start there, arriving at the airport.
Okay, so you just got out of your taxi or bus, you've got your passport clutched in your hand, maybe feeling a bit nervous but excited. The first thing you usually need to do is find the check-in counters. But airports are huge, right?
They are. So, don't be shy about asking for directions. It's perfectly normal. You'll often see airport staff, information desks, or even just other passengers. The key is knowing how to phrase your question politely.
So a good starting point would be, "Excuse me, could you help me?" Or "Good morning, could you help me?" That's easy to remember.
Spot on, Lily. And then you follow up with what you're looking for. For example, I'm looking for the check-in counters for international flights. Or even simpler, where is the check-in counter for global airlines, if you know your airline?
Right, and the staff will usually respond with clear directions. Like, the international check-in counters are on the second floor, take the elevator on your right. Don't forget to say thank you and you're welcome back.
Simple courtesies go a long way, especially when you're asking for help. It makes the interaction smoother and more pleasant for everyone involved.
Alright, so you've found the check-in counter. This is where the real interaction begins. Let's roleplay this a bit. I'll be the airline agent, and Lily, you can be our traveler.
Okay, I'm ready. Deep breaths.
Good morning. Welcome to Global Airlines. May I see your passport and ticket, please?
Good morning. Here you are. Hands over documents.
See how easy that was? "Here you are" is such a versatile phrase for handing something over.
It covers everything from your passport to your boarding pass, even a coffee later on. Super useful.
Thank you. Where are you flying today, Lily?
I'm flying to London.
Is London your final destination?
Yes, it is.
That final destination question is crucial, especially if you have connecting flights. You need to be clear whether London is just a stop or the end of your journey.
Exactly, because it affects how your bags are tagged. If you have a layover, your bag might go straight through to your final destination, or you might need to pick it up and recheck it. Always clarify if you're not sure.
Do you have any luggage to check in?
Yes, I have one suitcase.
Please place your suitcase on the scale.
Sure.
And this is where you hear about weight limits. My worst airport fear is always my bag being overweight. The trick is to check your airline's baggage policy before you even leave home.
Totally. And remember the difference between luggage or baggage. Those are your big suitcases that go under the plane, and a carry-on bag or hand luggage, which stays with you in the cabin.
Your suitcase weighs 18 kilograms. That is within the limit. Do you have any carry-on bags?
Yes, I have a backpack.
That is fine. Please keep your passport and boarding pass with you. Here is your boarding pass. Your gate is A24. Boarding starts at 9:30.
What time does the flight leave?
The flight departs at 10:15.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. Have a good trip.
That went smoothly, Lily. You got all the crucial info, your gate number, boarding time, and departure time. That boarding pass is your golden ticket for the next few hours.
And always double-check those details on your boarding pass, even if the agent tells you. Sometimes things can change last minute, so keep an eye on the airport screens too.
Okay, next up, the moment many people dread, security check. This is where things can get a bit more intense, but knowing what to expect really helps. Let's have Jack be the security officer and Emily the traveler this time.
All right, I'm ready to shed my dignity and my shoes for the greater good of air travel.
Good morning. Please show me your boarding pass.
Here you are. Hands it over.
Thank you. Please remove your laptop and liquids from your bag and place them in a tray.
Okay, do I need to remove my jacket too?
Yes, please remove your jacket and place it in a separate tray. Also your belt and any metal items from your pockets.
Oh, that's a lot to remember. Laptops, liquids, jackets, belts, coins. It's like a puzzle every time.
It is, Lily, but the good news is the instructions are usually quite standard across airports. Liquids, remember the 311 rule, 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters in a 1-quart size bag, 1 bag per passenger. Laptops out, shoes off, jackets off. These are almost universal.
Once your items are on the belt and in the scanner, then you just walk through the body scanner. Please walk through the scanner. If there's an issue, they might say, please step aside for a secondary screening. Don't panic, it's just routine.
Okay, so I've walked through and I'm on the other side. I collect my belongings, put my shoes and jacket back on. Phew, that's always a relief.
And then, after all that, you have to find your gate. That's another challenge in these massive airports.
Exactly. You've got your boarding pass, you know your gate number, let's say A24. Now what? Again, don't be afraid to ask for directions if the signs aren't clear. Let's say Lily asks an airport worker.
Excuse me, where is gate A24?
Go straight ahead and turn left after the coffee shop. You can't miss it.
Is it far from here?
No, it's about 5 minutes away.
Thank you.
See, simple direct questions. Is it far or how long will it take? Are great follow-ups, especially if you're worried about time.
Right. Always remember to factor in some extra time. Even if it's 5 minutes away, you might get distracted by duty-free or need a bathroom break. Better to be early than sprinting through the terminal.
Once you're at the gate, you'll usually see an announcement screen confirming your flight. Listen for boarding announcements. They often board by groups.
An announcement might sound like, attention passengers, flight GA245 to London is now boarding. Passengers in groups 1 and 2 may board first. Then you'll see a line forming.
And if you're not sure if it's the right line, you can always ask a fellow passenger. Excuse me, is this the line for London?
Exactly. Most people are happy to help, especially if they're going to the same place. Once you get to the gate agent, it's usually a quick interaction. Paul, you be the gate agent again.
Good morning. May I see your boarding pass?
Yes, here you are.
Thank you. You are in seat 18A. Enjoy your flight.
Thank you! Oh, actually, where can I find my seat? I always forget if A is window or aisle.
Your seat is on the left side of the airplane near the window.
Good question, Emily. It's always helpful to know your seat number and if it's a window or aisle. A is typically a window seat on many aircraft configurations, and C or D are often aisle, but it varies.
And now you're on the airplane. This is where you might interact with the flight attendants. Let's have Jack be the flight attendant and Lily as the traveler.
Okay, I'm feeling a bit more relaxed now that I'm on board.
Welcome aboard. May I see your boarding pass?
Sure, hands it over.
Your seat is right there, 18A. Enjoy the flight.
Thank you! Excuse me, could you help me? I can't find space for my carry-on bag.
Of course. Let me help you. You can place it in the overhead compartment or perhaps under the seat in front of you if it's small enough.
Thank you so much.
Overhead compartment is a great term to know. It's those bins above your head where you store your carry-on luggage, and under the seat in front of you is for smaller personal items.
That's a very common situation, Lily. Don't be shy to ask for help with bags. Flight attendants are there for that. Once you're settled, you might want a drink or a meal. These are simple requests.
Let's say I'm thirsty. I'd ask, "Excuse me, could I have a glass of water? Or could I get some juice?"
And for meals, they'll usually ask you, would you like chicken or pasta for your meal? Just pick one. Chicken please, or pasta please.
Simple and clear. And always remember please and thank you. It just makes everything smoother.
Right. And now, fast forward. The flight's almost over and you're arriving at your destination. You'll hear another announcement.
Like, ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our descent into London Airport. Please fasten your seatbelts and make sure all tray tables are stowed and seats are in the upright position.
And then once you land, you're faced with a new set of directions. Lily, how would you ask what to do next?
Excuse me, where do I go after landing?
A flight attendant would likely say, you need to follow the signs for immigration and baggage claim. These are two crucial areas.
Immigration first, usually. This is where an officer checks your passport and asks about your visit. It can feel a bit intimidating, but they're just doing their job.
Let's run through this. I'll be the immigration officer, and Paul, you're the traveler.
All right, I'm ready.
Good morning. Passport, please.
Good morning, here you are.
What is the purpose of your visit?
I'm here for tourism.
How long will you stay?
I will stay for 2 weeks.
Where are you staying?
I'm staying at a hotel in the city center, the Grand Hotel.
Do you have a return ticket?
Yes, I do. Shows ticket or booking confirmation.
Thank you. Welcome to London.
Thank you.
That felt very professional. The key questions are always purpose of visit, how long, where are you staying, and do you have a return ticket? If you have those answers ready, you'll be fine.
Yes, having your hotel reservation or itinerary handy can really help speed things up if they ask for specifics.
Once you clear immigration, it's time to collect your luggage at baggage claim. Sometimes you have to take an escalator or walk a bit.
So I'd probably ask, excuse me, where can I find baggage claim?
And the answer might be, go downstairs and follow the signs for baggage claim, or it's on the ground floor, belts 1 traff.
What if your luggage doesn't arrive? That's another common stressful situation. You definitely need to know how to explain that.
Right. You'd approach the airline's desk in the baggage claim area and say, "Excuse me, my suitcase hasn't arrived yet." They'll ask for a description and your baggage receipt, which is usually stuck on your boarding pass.
So I'd say,
It is black and medium-sized, and then, yes, here is my baggage receipt.
Perfect. They'll then say, we will check the system and give you instructions on what to do next. It's frustrating, but it happens. Don't leave the airport without reporting it.
after baggage claim, there's usually a customs check. This is generally quick unless you have something to declare. Jack, you be the customs officer again.
Do you have anything to declare?
No, I don't.
Are you carrying any food, animals, or large amounts of money?
No, nothing like that.
Okay, you may continue. Welcome.
Thank you.
Easy peasy. Just be honest. If you have a gift or something that might be questionable, it's better to declare it than to get into trouble.
Absolutely. And finally, you're out of the airport. Now, how do you get to your actual destination, like your hotel in the city center?
This is where you look for the information desk or signs for ground transportation. Let's say I find an information desk.
Excuse me, how can I get to the city center?
You can take the train, bus, or taxi. They're all good options depending on your budget and how fast you want to get there.
How much is the train?
It costs $15.
How long does it take?
About 30 minutes.
Great. Thank you.
Those are such practical questions. How much is it and how long does it take? They're universal, and you can use them for almost any form of transportation.
And remember, you might need to specify the exact address of your hotel to a taxi driver, or which train station is closest to your accommodation.
So, we've covered the whole journey. From arriving, checking in, security, boarding, the flight itself, arrival, immigration, baggage claim, customs, and finally getting to the city. That's a lot of ground.
It is, and the key takeaway for me is that the language isn't overly complex. It's often direct questions and simple, polite answers. The challenge is the speed and the unfamiliarity.
Exactly. And just knowing those core phrases, like, "Could you help me? Where is my gate? Here is my passport," can make all the difference for a beginner traveler.
Also, don't be afraid to say, "I don't understand. Could you repeat that?" Or, "Could you speak a little slower, please?" Most airport staff are used to interacting with people from all over the world and are generally very patient.
That's a fantastic point, Jack. It's not about speaking perfectly. It's about communicating clearly and confidently enough to navigate these situations. Practice these conversations, listen to this episode a few times, and just get comfortable with the rhythm.
And don't forget to smile. A friendly face can smooth over a lot of linguistic bumps.
Yeah, even if you're a bit nervous, remember that millions of people travel every day, and most interactions are pretty routine. You've got this.
Indeed, preparation is your best friend when it comes to international travel. A little bit of practice goes a long way.
Well said, everyone. This has been such a helpful breakdown. To all our listeners, we hope this episode equips you with the confidence you need for your next airport adventure. Keep practicing, and remember, safe travels!
Have a great trip.
See you in the air.
Bye for now.